Big thing here is in the process of getting to BIM, that workflow is something that we can always iterate on. It's something that is always possible to change and to make more efficient for you. And one of the things I mentioned in the very beginning was setting goals. If my goal is I'm never going to be doing quantity analysis, that's just not what I do. Perfect. And we don't need to add that to the workflow. But when you're actually looking at getting to BIM and having a full-on streamed workflow, you want to make sure that you're moving the right information, that you're actually working towards that process correctly. And that's one of the things that we at Microdesk, we'd love to help people out with. We've worked with a lot of large firms and a lot of small firms, from the Port Authority of New York, New Jersey, KPF, to mom and pop shops, to make sure that they're as efficient as possible and as competitive as possible as well. So definitely thank everybody very much for your time. We really appreciate it. We have a couple of questions here which we're going to be popping into. So one question I see is, does FormIt have rendering capabilities yet? Not full-on rendering, no. But what I can do is take it out of FormIt and then bring it into something like 3D Max or into Revit, and I can either render it there or send it to the cloud to do a rendering there. And again, cloud rendering can be done for free. It really just depends on how big or detailed that you'd like to be. The other question is about the presentation. This presentation is being recorded, and it will be up on our YouTube page, so be able to rewatch that there as well. If anybody does have, if anybody else has any questions, please feel free to pop them into that questions box, and I'll be happy to answer them. Cool. So one question that came up was, I'd like to see a SketchUp block taken into FormIt and add intelligence to that. So that's something I can do quick. Yep. So essentially in here, what you'd end up doing is bringing in content. So let's see here. So as a basic example, this is something from the actual SketchUp warehouse. So this is something I was just playing around with for a tatami mat room. So that just comes in as a basic object. And if I go into this, it's going to be as a default mass. Anything that I bring in is going to be thought of as a group and as a mass if I bring it out of that. But from this, I can actually change categories of things that I want. I can also go deeper and say what those should be as well. So if I actually have, an object inside of an object, that shoji screen, that really should be more of a furniture or maybe a generic model. Make sure I give it the right name, back out of it. And now when I bring this into Revit, it will actually have the correct categorization. So I can turn it on and off in visibility graphics, and I can schedule it as well. So bringing it in, all you really have to do is inside of Revit, use that add-in, and say convert SketchUp to FormIt 360. And asks you which folder you want to go to and where you want to pass it to. And again, like I mentioned, for the consumers who don't want to use the cloud, notice there's a checkbox. By default, it's going to save these converted files locally. It's only if I tell it to that it'll actually put it online. And then from there, I'll be able to access it like I just did. So if anybody does have any questions or would like to learn more about what we've seen today, definitely email us at webinars@microdesk.com. You can also find us at our Twitter, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Our YouTube channel is where we're going to be posting this. You'll be able to see all of our past webinars there as well. And this should be up there within about a week. Now, this page will stay up there for a little bit if any of you should want to copy this down. I'm going to move off it for 1 second because I would like to actually just let everybody know that we do have a couple of other events coming, upcoming webinars coming along. So we have our BIM 360 Toolkit and BIM 360 Plan webinar coming up on July 19th. We also have